Okay, now for what I originally came on here to do. Woo, it started because my hair looked raggedy. Okay. So this is going to be my brief review of the Queen Supreme Court on last night with Messy C, I believe is his name. And I'm not trying to be insensitive or disrespectful. I don't know whether to call him by him or her. I do not know, and I apologize ahead of time if I'm being incorrect in my pronoun. And the reason why I say that is because he presented himself as bisexual because he said he likes men and women. He has children. He also spoke that Messy C is more of a character for him, that he doesn't consider himself a queen. Now, again, if I am wrong or if I'm incorrect in what I heard, please correct me politely. Now, with that being said, I've come to the conclusion that the older I get, the more I realize that some things are just not for me. It was a hard thing to come to grips with because I always considered myself to be cool and hip and in with the good shit and know what's going on and all that good shit, right? So the older I get, like in my review for the BET Awards, the more I realize that these just ain't for me no more. Like, I'll tune in for the tribute because the tribute is usually somebody that I grew up with. You know, like it was Anita Baker. That's my girl this week. I'll tune in for the gospel because who don't love a good little gospel show, right? But the whole show itself, maybe not for me no more because it's a lot that I don't know. It's a lot of these people I don't know. The songs I don't know, the people I don't know. And I'm feeling like my parents when we used to sit together and watch like the American Music Awards and I knew everybody and my parents were like, what the fuck is this, right? That's how I felt last night. Messy C is clearly somebody that has a reputation, that has a brand, that has a following that people know. Because Maddie started off by saying, y'all been trying to get me to get him on the show for a long time. Y'all been asking and y'all been telling me that I should call him. So he's clearly like a YouTube personality or something like that I am not familiar with. And I will be honest, I did not go back and check him out. I didn't. Sorry, again, my alarm is set to wake me up, but clearly I'm up, and instead of turning the alarm off, I just keep hitting snooze, so it keeps going off, and every time it goes off, it cuts off the video. Anyway, my bad. I'm in the car out running some errands. So I just got finished listening to it while I was driving, so I was like, let me go ahead and drop it before I forget what I was going to say. So anyway, so clearly this is somebody who has a following, and like I said, I didn't do the research to go back and check him out before the show. I saw that he was going to be on the show. I saw that on Maddie's, she posted it, but I didn't. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't. But couple of observations. First of all, if I had $1 for every time he said the word bitch last night, I could probably pay my car off. I mean, and I love the word as much as the next person, clearly, hence the name. But damn, I mean, everything was bitch, 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 everything. I mean, it was a lot, and I cuss a lot. I'm trying to get better, but I do cuss a lot. That was a lot. I don't know if this person, if Messy C was high, drunk, ADD, ADHD, all of the above. I really don't know. But what I do know was he started and never stopped. And it was hard to follow. It was hard to get into the show. It was hard to really enjoy the show because he was on his own thing. You know, Maddie, she started with the BET Awards, and of course they were kind of doing the best dressed and all that kind of stuff. And it was like the first picture they put up was Amber Rose. And you know what Amber Rose has on, when Amber Rose has hair, she doesn't look the same, right? You do have to kind of, I know I always have to read the caption when she has hair because I don't recognize her, right? I love her bald head and I love Amber Rose, so this is definitely no shade, but I just don't recognize her when she puts on a wig or has weave or whatever she puts in her hair. And she's been letting her hair grow long, or she's been wearing her hair long, so I'm trying to get used to it. But anyway, that was the first picture they put up. And Maddie was like, well, who was that? Who was that? And they said Amber Rose. Oh my gosh. He went off on a 5-minute tirade about, you better not come for Amber Rose. I love me, Amber Rose, this, Amber Rose, that. Maddie ain't said shit. She just said, who is it? And he did that. Like, every time he just went off on this tangent that didn't have nothing to do with, it was a lot. It was just a lot. And then I'm a strong believer or proponent of respect. You give it, you get it. I think that I don't believe in that you give respect to give respect. I don't believe in that saying, and let me explain what I mean by that. Because my students say that to me all the time. Well, I give respect to people who give me respect. And what I tell them is, you don't have to respect me, you have to respect the title. Right? And so I don't know. I have not liked every boss I've ever worked for, but that didn't give me reason to disrespect them, because that would have given them reason to give me a unemployment check. Do you understand what I mean by that? So that's what I mean when I say I don't believe in that saying. Now, I do believe that in order to get respect, you should give respect. But I also think that there's some things in life that the title entitles you to some respect, and we don't have to like it, but that is the way of the world. Your boss is one of them. When someone invites you into their home, there's a certain level of respect you should give them, and if you're not ready to give them that respect, then you should probably decline the invitation. So with that, what I mean is, I feel like when people come on the Queen's Supreme Court, there should be a certain level of respect given to Maddie. Yes, all this fun and jokes and all that other stuff, and some things are part of what you do in the show. You know, calling each other bitch and disagreeing and that kind of stuff. That's part of the shtick. That's part of why we tune in. But I feel like Messy C, and then there was another person, I'm not going to say their name, but it was another person who was on the show who I felt like there was just a level of disrespect that I didn't appreciate. I thought that I think that Maddie is inviting you to her platform and maybe potentially giving you an opportunity to grow whatever brand you have going on. Anybody that goes on the Queen's Supreme Court is going to automatically increase their whatever. If you're a YouTuber, you're going to increase your views, your likes, your subscribers. If you have a business, people are going to go check out your business just on GP. I know I had seen the the commercial for the crayon case, and I said, "Ooh, I like that. I think I'm gonna order some." But when Super Scent came on the show, I actually went to the website and actually put in an order, right? So there is and y'all, I'll let y'all know when my lip gloss get here. But that's what I mean by that. Like, there's just a certain level of respect you give because someone has invited you into their home and invited you to their platform. And I don't feel like he was giving Maddie that respect. So that I had a problem with. And again, I don't know his personality on his platform. Maybe that is part of his shtick. But I didn't like it. As a viewer, I didn't like him. I felt like being disrespectful to Maddie. I think that there's a certain level of nervousness that comes, and I think that's what we are seeing with some of the people that come on the show, is that they're nervous and they're not quite sure where to get in or how to fit in. But what you have to understand is you were invited to the show because you already have something. You have something that was brought to Maddie's attention. Either she saw it in you or was brought to her attention and she liked what was brought to her. So be who you are. Be what your brand is. You don't have to be extra. You don't have to go over the top. You don't have to try to out loud Maddie or out cuss Maddie or out whatever. It's Maddie's show. And let her do what she does, and you get up in the crooks of it. You know what I mean? You are the co-host. You're the co-host, like she's the host, and you know what I mean? And so I don't know if that's what it is with a lot of these people that are coming on the show, that they're just nervous and they're letting their nerves get to them and they're doing too much. But he was doing too much. That was too much last night. I couldn't enjoy the show. See, when it's to the point where it's distracting me from enjoying the show, that's too much. And that was I couldn't enjoy the show. I couldn't enjoy the show. He was loud and it was just too much. He kept talking over. And then he was going way off, like the shit he was saying just didn't have nothing to do with what was going on. It didn't make sense. It didn't connect. It had nothing to do with what was going on. So Maddie, as always, Maddie, that's my girl. I love her. This has nothing to do with my critique of Maddie at all. This is just my critique of the co-host. Going as far as the show is concerned, I like the topics. They talked about Petty Patty. They talked about the BET Awards. They talked about the lady who had to perform fellatio to save her family from a robber. Gun to her head type situation. They talked about it was some other celebrity news. They talked about I don't. It's off the top of my head right now, but I just so the show again, the preparation for the show, the topics, all of that was great as usual. You know what I mean? Like I enjoyed all of that. I just didn't enjoy the co-host, and I just thought it was a lot, and it was hard for me. I'm trying to get this glare. It was hard for me to enjoy the show. Matter of fact, I'll be honest with you, I turned it off and had to go back to it. Like the only reason why I finished is because I wanted to be fair in doing the review. But honestly, if it was just me, I would have probably turned it off after the first 20 minutes and never went back. That's just me. Anyway, let me get these errands, get out here and get to running these errands. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. I think that's all I wanted to say about the show. Peace.